you know, it's just nice having that friendship as opposed to, you know, just there's a bunch of us installers around. No, it's a group. It's a tight-knit group. So it makes it easy. Got questions, you can call them. We've got a group chat that we blow up all day long. It might not always be about coatings, but you know, it's fun to be in these people's lives and like celebrate their wins with them and you know, sit there while they're taking some losses occasionally too. They've all done it for me, I'll do it for them, so. I'm Jason George. I own Jason's Pro Detail, and it's in Lowell, Arkansas, which is northwest Arkansas, home of Walmart. Probably know that one. Yeah, Lowell.
What's it like?
So, Lowell is nothing cool. It's like a middle town in between the known towns, which are going to be Bentonville and Fayetteville, which is where the University of Arkansas is. That whole area is just kind of weird. It's like 4 or 5 different cities crammed into, well, towns crammed into like one central area called Northwest Arkansas. Altogether, I don't know the population, I'd say probably 500,000 and growing easily, but been up there since college, so 2005. I grew up in central Arkansas, Hot Springs, and I don't have any plans on moving back. So it's a growing area, and you know, just kind of making it home. We kind of offer services for every group of people. I mean, we offer basic detailing all the way up to like full-blown paint protection film, paint correction, ceramic coatings, detail, the works. Our clientele is going to be, you know, I would say on average like middle class to upper class. We do have some extremely wealthy people in our area with the big corporations and whatnot, but you know, mostly middle class, I'd say, is our average range.
Why?
Okay, so we do get a ton of walk-ins actually. We didn't used to, but now our central location, we're right off the interstate. We get a bunch of people that they see our name on the building, they walk in, they're like, hey, what do you guys do? They don't even know what we do. So I would say most of the people that are coming in, they've already researched us. They already know what we specialize in, which is gonna be more of the coatings and the paint protection film. So the majority of our business is going to be that. However, we do every single day. In fact, we're booked out probably 2-3 weeks at a time. We're doing just simple detailing. So washing the car, vacuuming it out, getting your dog hair and your kids' crumbs out from between the seats. Simple service like that. But the majority of our clients, they've already researched us. They've bought a nice car. They're wanting to invest in it and protect it for the long term. So, you know, they're going with our higher end services usually. I'd say they're picking us because we've been in business in the area for a long time. I mean, we were probably, I always say we were the first ones to introduce ceramic coatings into our area when we started using CQUARTZ Finest. That was probably 10 years ago. And I'd say we were probably the first ones to start doing paint protection film as well. I mean, we've been doing that for about 7 years now. So we're very experienced. We have all 5-star reviews. We don't do any advertising, any paid advertising. It's literally all word of mouth or just people driving by finding us. So I'd say our quality carries a long way. Yeah, I will say we've had problems with that in the past, actually. I've had to have team meetings where I pulled the guys aside and I'm like, you know, the customer hasn't complained. Nobody's complained except for me. I do check over their work, and I've got guys that really care. I mean, they've come in, they've taken over the business as almost their own in a sense. Even though my name's on the building, it's the team, and I make that known with every single customer that comes through. I try to introduce the guys that worked on the car to the customer so that they know who did all the work at the end of the day. It might be Brian or Ethan or Alex or whoever. So I try to get my team involved. I tell my guys all the time, my biggest thing is do your best work every time. So I don't care what kind of car it is. It could be a piece of crap. We get those every now and then, right? Like I'll give you an example, this Fiat right now. It's out in a field or something. It's a pile, right? But I'm like, we have to do our best work. I made my detailer do it 3 times because I was like, you're not to my level of quality yet. Do it again. I lost money on it. I don't care. I want my best work every time coming out of my shop. So absolutely, 100%. I mean, that's what kind of drew me into CQUARTZ Finest was when I got into it even 10 years ago. This was like the elite, the best of the best, right? So everybody was turning the best quality that they could possibly get. I said, that's where I belong. That's where I want to be. So, and still to this day, I mean, it's an elite network again. I don't even think you can sign up for it, right? You have to get invited in. So, I mean, obviously the guys are going to be the best. So it's nice being in that group. Okay, so when I started my business 12 years ago, I was just I've always been the guy that's like, I want to be the best at what I do, right? So I started searching out for people who also wanted to be the best at what they do. I reached out to Corey and I'm like, hey, I'm doing a coating job. I'm using CQUARTZ. I want to be a Finest installer. And he's like, well, that's great. It's not that easy, right? Like, let's do an install and then we'll re-talk again. And I'm like, but I really try hard, you know? Like, I'm doing the best I can. I'm really good. Well, he didn't know that, right? So he's like, send me some examples. So I remember doing this one. I gave it to the guy for free because I was like, this is my in. I'm going to be a Finest installer after this, right? And I did his black Nissan GTR. It's the first like cool car I ever worked on too. Did it in my garage at my house. Didn't have a shop yet or anything. Knock out this car, send pictures to Corey. I'm like, all right, man, here you go. I did a CQUARTZ job and here's pictures of the paint correction. So am I in? He's like, still not that easy, man. I'm sorry. Like, let's do some more jobs, get back with me, let's network, get some more stuff. So then I'm like, all right, who's in the network? And I started flying to these other shops or driving to shops and started networking out from there. And then I'm getting in their ears like, hey, you need to talk to Corey, you need to talk to Corey. You know, I want to be a Finest installer. End up reaching out to him again. It's been like 3 months probably. And I'm like, so how about now? You ready for me? He's like, man, I wish it was that easy, but like, you really need to prove yourself. Like, send me some more work. We're getting there. I like you. You're a nice guy. You know, I don't really know you, but whatever. So I bugged him for probably a year, I would say. And finally he calls me one day and he's like, all right, man, you've been persistent. You really worked hard. You've shown me you're skilled. You know, I'm just throwing words in his mouth, but, I think we'd like to invite you to be a Finest installer now. What do you say? Because we didn't have Pro back then. It was like, I don't remember what version it was, version 3 maybe or something, I don't know. But yeah, I was so hyped, man. That was such a good day. Like, I'm like, I made it. I'm one of the best, right? Like in my mind, I'm like, you're the best, dude. And in Arkansas, I was the only CQUARTZ professional or CQUARTZ Finest installer at the time. And I think to this day, I still might be the only installer in Arkansas. Which is pretty cool. I mean, it's neat to be able to, you know, you've got other guys, other companies around you that are like, oh, my coating's better. And it's like, it might be, but you can't even get my coating, right? Like, this coating is just that special to everybody. And they're so picky about who does it. And that was kind of what's important to me. They don't just let anybody have it. Like some of the other companies I work with, they're like, you want it? Here you go. You can have it. This one, it's like, you want it? Try again. Maybe in a year we'll let you in. I don't know, maybe not. So I got lucky enough to get in within a year, but that's my story. The experience is great. It's cool because we're a closer knit group. There's not as many people. Like, I've taken my girlfriend to other conventions and stuff, other companies, little get-togethers, and there will be hundreds or thousands of installers there. And here it's like a small group. I'm like, you might see 100 people, right? Because the network's that small, but what's nice about that is that we become friends. So it's not just a huge group of people. Like, I have these guys' phone numbers. I talk to multiple of them frequently, like Brian from Oklahoma City or Jose from Houston. I mean, we're constantly talking. Jose's not even here and he's been texting me all day. So, you know, it's just nice having that friendship as opposed to, you know, just there's a bunch of us installers around. No, it's a group. It's a tight-knit group. So it makes it easy. Got questions, call them. We've got a group chat that we blow up all day long. It might not always be about coatings, but, you know, it's fun to be in these people's lives and like celebrate their wins with them and, you know, sit there while they're taking some losses occasionally too. They've all done it for me, I'll do it for them, so.